there, it's Liz Yuille from Old Stables Crafts. Thank you very much for joining me again today. Again, apologies for lighting. I'm getting there slowly, but it is slowly. I have at least now worked out how to put the timer on my camera, so that's good. Today's card is a hopefully quick and easy card. It's using the lovely Varied Vases bundle, which is on page 45 of your annual catalogue. This is one of the $1 Million Achiever Award reward sets, which means that for anyone who sells $1 million of Stampin' Up products, they get to help design a stamp set and possibly a bundle. And this set was designed with Mary Fish, who is a lovely, lovely demonstrator over in the US. I think she's in Arizona. I know she lives in the middle of the desert. So I guess vases and flowers are something that she would like to have more of, but possibly doesn't get that many because her garden is mostly a rock garden. Anyhow, the card that I've made already is a monochrome card, in that it's one colour ink throughout and one colour cardstock, and I used Gorgeous Grape for this, although I did do some second and third generation stamping, so it's not just one flat colour. Just realised I haven't cut the ribbon ready for the next version, so I'm just doing that as I'm talking. So the one I'm going to make now is with the Coastal Cabana, because we've got Coastal Cabana in this mini stripe ribbon, and I like Coastal Cabana. And as I'm designing the card, I get to choose the colour. Yay! So, where we are starting is with, and I don't know if you've noticed, can you see here? There's actually two lots of matting. So we've got the stamped layer, and then another layer of white, and then the Coastal Cabana. I just thought it gave a slightly different look. Coastal Cabana, Gorgeous Grape. That was Gorgeous Grape. This is Coastal Cabana. Anyway, so the first layer mat is my usual 5.5 by 3 3/4, 14 by 9.5 centimetres, and my second layer is the usual 5 5/8 by 3 7/8, or 14 1/4 by 9 3/4. Fortunately for everyone, the measurements are over on my blog, which is linked immediately below, and it goes straight to the post for this video. So, having learnt the hard way, the first thing I'm going to do is stamp the sentiment. So I'm going to line my paper up on my grid paper and just stamp. I want it as far right as I can get it, but leaving enough space underneath for the ribbon. And then we'll have the vase over here. So next we want, next I actually did the flowers, which is a bit odd. Actually, I won't do those first. I'll do the stem first, which I will again do in full strength. Coastal Cabana. I'm just trying to make sure that I get this in about the right place. So this is full strength. And I've already inked up the flowers, which I'm going to stamp off. And then, because I need to get this lined up, I'm going to see if I can get my head as near over it as possible whilst, yes, staying on camera. Now, obviously, the Stamparatus would be a good way to go. But, hey, when did I ever do the easy thing? Right, so I've got a tiny scrap of Whisper White here. And again, I'm using this shape vase, and I'm using this patterned one because there are 3 vases, and I'm using 1, 2. Let's see, is that going to be too faint? Gorgeous Grape is a lot darker, so I'm just thinking that I may, yeah, I'll do second generation of Coastal Cabana, because otherwise it'll disappear into oblivion, I think. So that's actually all the stamping we need to do. So put those to one side. Now I have a piece of post-it note because the punch, which punches everything out in one go, I just want the one vase. So I'm just going to attach my small piece of Whisper White to a post-it note, pop it into the punch, line it up and punch, and then we are good to go. So we are very nearly there. Right, I need, and I know I put them out so that I have them to hand. There we are. I need dimensionals. That will be my husband calling me for supper. He can just get the message that I'm busy. So I will ignore that for a moment and carry on because I've nearly finished. I think he might have just got to the message. So that will be good. Bless him, he's very good at doing the vast majority of the cooking because he knows that I need to fit these sorts of things in around at the moment. Oh, that wasn't very well punched, was it? Well, on the basis I've got a nagging husband, well, not nagging, a husband who wants... No, I really can't do it. I can't do it. I'm sorry, he's going to have to wait a little bit longer. So, here we go. Another scrap of Whisper White. It was just too not straight. So, let's get this punch in again and do a better job of lining it up. And there we go, that's better. Right, okay, should we try that again? So, one dimensional, a little baby dimensional, and there's a moral in the story of don't do your nails just before you're doing a video. I don't end up with quite the right grabability when I've only just done my nail varnish. Right, don't need that anymore. So let's get rid of it and grab our ribbon and our other piece of Whisper White. So just going to pop a little bit of glue in each of these kind of corners and then down the side. I do often put a little bit more, but because I don't actually mind if this looks like it's lifting off a wee bit, because I don't want it completely flat on the card, otherwise what's the point? So that's that, and then some snail on the back, and from the front just line up our ribbon so it's sort of underneath the vase and sort of underneath the words, and then with a smaller piece of ribbon just do a fake knot, which is much the easiest way of doing it because otherwise you'll be fiddling around with it forever. Certainly I will. And then just trim the ends and grab our base, which is just a piece of A4 cardstock cut in half and folded down the middle. And under normal circumstances I would put a liner in, but for the sake of married bliss I don't think I will. But assume that there will be a liner inside. And there we go. Two nice monochromatic cards. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see how I made it and get all the details, that's linked in the blog post. There's a link to the blog post immediately below. If you need any of the goodies to make this, do hop over to my online store, and there is a link to that immediately below. You'll find that there's two links, one to my blog post and one to my social media links. And if you click on that link, you'll get buttons for all my social media, including my online store. Thank you very much indeed for watching, and I look forward to seeing you very soon. Bye!